Hello there, and welcome back to another video. We're here with the 07 WRX. If you've been watching the content on this build, you will know that we have started tuning it. And in that last video, I did another wide open throttle log in third gear, and we sent that over to the tuner. He did review that log, and he said that she looks like she's super happy, and he's finished with the tune. So we have our final revision loaded up on the car, and now we can drive it hard. We don't have to worry about blowing the engine up. Well, I guess you always have to worry about that. It is a Subaru after all. So some things that I wanted to show you guys today. We are going to load up the Romraider data logger, and we're gonna take the data from our last wide open throttle pull and put it into their road dyno and see what kind of horsepower numbers this thing is making on the virtual dyno. All right guys, so I have the laptop here with Romraider open. Down at the bottom here, there's a little tab called dyno. You can click that. There's a drop down menu right here. It shows you, like, it gives you different options for your year and model. We are 215.45. This says 215.45. I think that's just the stock setup. This was already set at the minimum throttle value of to indicate wide open throttle at 98%. I'm just gonna leave that. Okay, so the elevation needs to change, and we're also gonna do 2,700 RPM to 60. We'll do to 6,000. So that's when I lifted. And then elevation needs to be changed because I live in Reno. We're about 4,500 feet elevation. The air temp was not 68 degrees. I wish it was 90 degrees. And the humidity, I don't know, it was maybe 20%. It's super low here all the time, so I feel good about that. And then we'll do load file, read from file. We'll find that log. Third gear, wide open throttle 2, and let's open. All right, wow. So there's our graph. It's saying max power, 374.9 horsepower to the wheels, and max torque 332.5 foot-pounds of torque. Damn, it's more than I was expecting. I wanted to get 400 out of this setup, but the tuner informed me that this turbo doesn't flow enough to really be able to hit that. Blausch does say that 16G is capable of making up to 410, I believe, but I think that's at the crank. And so, like, I mean, it's definitely doing that. Like, this is making at least 400 to the crank if it's making 375 to the wheels. That's granted that this is actually accurate, and that the road dyno here is giving you know, close to real numbers. I wanted to share that with you guys because our goal was trying to get it as close to 400 as possible. I'm glad that we got close to that. It feels really nice and linear. There's way less lag than there was with that 20G that I had on here. That thing was super laggy. I wanted it to come on a lot faster because I just like cars that, you know, can get off the line quicker and get up to speed much faster. So it feels really good. It doesn't kind of just, it's not just like on or off. It like ramps up into it and then just like keeps building, and you wonder if it's ever gonna stop. It's super nice. I'm really stoked with it. And yeah, I'm really glad that we got super close to our horsepower goal. So we're gonna keep going with this build today. What I have in store today is actually doing some suspension stuff. So I have some STI control arms that I want to mount up to this car. So I want to get going with that today. So I'm going to start by jacking this car up, pulling the front wheels off, and removing the control arms, the stock control arms. Don't know what the control arm is. It's this piece right here. Comes out, and there is a ball joint on the bottom that hooks into the knuckle. Yeah, so that part, this part right here, this whole arm is what we're gonna be replacing. And we're gonna use those STI ones that I bought used, and it should lighten things up, make things feel a little bit more sporty. Update for you guys. I realized that I needed to undo these struts right here. Yeah, spring was just pushing down on this whole assembly. I did pop the ball joint out right there. I just had to loosen the bolt up here, right there. But I need to get this bolt out here, and then there's one back there. So we'll work on those. Before I do that though, I am going to disconnect my brake lines and my ABS line from the strut, and I'm actually going to remove the struts from up here and pop those shocks out, because I figure while I'm down here I might as well swap these out. I have a set of used STI struts and they're a little stiffer, so I want to use those. So while I'm in here doing this, I am just going to go ahead and take care of that and put some new suspension on this thing. There she is. All right guys, so we have one side finished up. There's our new control arm. Everything's put back into place. Our new strut is on. Unfortunately, the boot right here, I tore it just a little bit on the side there when we were putting the ball joint back into the knuckle. And so now I need to order a new ball joint. I'm gonna leave it for now. I know that's not ideal, but I'm not gonna go to Subaru and pay dealership prices for a ball joint. Just not gonna do it. What's up everybody? It is the next day. I had to stop early yesterday before I was able to get all of the suspension stuff finished. It just got way too hot. It's like record highs here in Nevada. So I'm back here. Basically I just need to pull out this control arm on this front driver's side, and then pop in that one over there, just like we did the other side, and mount up the other STI front strut, and then we will move on to installing the STI rear struts. I probably will try to put on the other wheels. So these are the other wheels that I have. I bought this setup for rallycross. So this is my rallycross setup. These are 16s. And obviously it's a much larger tire size. It's 205/60. It's wider than those OEM wheels. The 07 is definitely gonna look nice with these, I think. Yeah, now that kind of gave you a little intro of what's in store for the day, I'm gonna get started and just pull off that last control arm on the driver's side and get that side all finished up. All right, quick update here for you guys. We have moved on to the rear. Have the left rear pulled out, and just a little comparison side by side. Really doesn't change the ride height in the rear. It only changed the front. These are like the exact same height. These springs are stiffer though. As you can see, there's like an extra coil or a few coils at the bottom, so it'll tighten it up a little bit. I did decide to switch to the Rallycross setup, so we have those on. So that'll be going on the front and rear. It's a nice 16-inch wheel with a big meaty setup. It looks really good. So I'm gonna keep going and get this knocked out. I just want to show you real quick, if you've never switched out your suspension before in the rear on these cars, they're right back here. You do need to take the back seat out. It's right there behind the seatbelt. You do want to remove the seatbelt. See if I can hold this light and the camera. This whole contraption. So this bolt bolts in right back there. It's a 14 millimeter socket, and it enables you to get to this nut much easier. I was actually able to put an impact on it once I removed the seatbelt. So do yourself a favor and move that out of the way if you're trying to change out your rear suspension. All right, guys, here she is. Let's have a look. There's some overspray on the tires, unfortunately. It'll wear off over time. Not super stoked about it, but it is what it is. Yeah, ride height's definitely way better. With these wheels, not so much of a gap. Not too low though. Still good for rallycross and driving in the dirt. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this episode here. We're done with the suspension upgrade on this car. It's kind of a subtle upgrade, nothing major. Those control arms are definitely lighter weight and more durable, so I'm stoked about those. Suspension's pretty similar, it's just a little bit tighter. Ride height improved, obviously, with the wheel and tire setup, so yeah, I'm stoked. Can't wait to actually drive this in some rallycross events. Unfortunately, I kind of missed out on the season this year, but we'll be ready for next season, so I'm stoked about that. If you like this content, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. And if you like this video, just go ahead and smash that like button. Until next time, peace out, everybody.